How's your day going? Welcome to the Knicks Beat. My name is Caleb, and let's get to it. It's been about a day and a half since the RJ Barrett deal. 4 years, $120 million. I think that was a fantastic deal. But where does that put us? Now that the dust is kind of settled, where are we going to go from here? Everybody's been talking about the Donovan Mitchell trade. And what are we going to give up? 2 picks, 3 picks, 4 picks? How much does Danny Ainge want? Does he want Grimes? Does he want Obi? And for a better part of 2 months, this has been the case. And we keep hearing time and again that Danny Ainge just wants everything. He wanted 4 unprotected, 3 protected, Obi, Grimes, and quickly at one point. And that was towards the beginning that we were hearing. Now he was talking about he gave up on 5 picks, 2 of them unprotected, 3 of them protected, RJ and Grimes, and he said no. Walk away. At this point, hearing day after day, there's a new rumor. RJ wasn't even a part of it until, a week, 2 weeks ago? Before that, it was, Jazz don't want him. Danny Ainge doesn't want him because of the contract. All of a sudden, now he's coveted and he has to be a part of the deal. Trade rumor fatigue is real. It's been going on for, like I said, the better part of 2 months, and I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it. So what do we do from here? We move on. Hopefully Leon Rose can get something done. Not give up too much, not give up all the picks, not give up all of our young players. We need something. If Donovan Mitchell comes in here, we need something after he comes in. We need that next player. And I don't think that if we give up, the next 8 years worth of picks, which would be that 3 to 4 unprotected picks that Danny Ainge is talking about, plus our young players on that, what do we have after that? What assets do we have that we can add to Donovan Mitchell? I think he would be a great upgrade. It's certainly going to put the Knicks into a yearly playoff contender, which that would be fun for us to watch, but we need the next step after that. Otherwise, we just sit in mediocrity for year after year after year, and going through just year after year of first and second round exits, we're going to start getting frustrated. We need assets. We need to be able to make that next move. And Leon Rose is playing it right. He's not giving everything up. So I think as fans, it's a good moment to kind of take a step back and reevaluate. What other teams are willing to take on 2 unprotected picks for a star type of player? What else can we get? And I'm still on the boat that I want to see Randle go. And not even because he's a bad player. I've said it from the get-go. Randle is a good player. 2010 and 5 player. That's a good player in the NBA. But his style doesn't match the team. And a lot of his problems are, like I've said before, are between his ears. He's a head case. And New York City, you have to have thick skin. He doesn't. He gets upset. He attacks the coaches. He's not a good teammate, at least from the outside looking in. And I don't want that on the team. And it's one of the reasons I want to keep Obi. Yes, Randle right now is a better player than Obi, and he's not much older. But we haven't really seen Obi. He hasn't been given a chance. So moving forward, if we can get something for Randle, get a pick for Randle, I'd be okay with that. Put Obi in the starting spot. Let's see what he can do. He's improved his shot. When he was in college, he was a good 3-point shooter. He got a little overwhelmed that first year, and he didn't have a training camp per se to go through. So with Obi, not only is his age kind of hindering him a little bit when you want to talk about future star status, and getting into your prime, but he also kind of had a rough start with COVID at the beginning of his career, that first year. I mean, he looked like a giraffe out there, baby, newborn giraffe. He was lost, absolutely lost. And I'll be the first to admit, I didn't like him. I thought it was a terrible pick. And not even because of the Randle thing, because at the time, we didn't think Randle was going to be here. He hadn't had his extension yet. I didn't like Obi. I was like, I didn't see what the front office and a lot of fans did see. Coming into his second year, my eyes opened. And by the end of this past year, at the end of his second year, he really showed not only the fans, but the coaching staff and everybody else that you need to take a chance on this guy. So if we take a chance on Obi and we're able to trade Randle, and I know that's so much easier said than done. There's not a lot of teams where Randle really fits, and certainly not a lot of teams that want a head case like that. And there's not a lot of people right now that view Randle very highly, and it's not even the talent side of it. It is that mental side of it. What's happening on the court mentally, his breakdowns, the way he's treating the media, the teams, the fans, and he's kind of a project. So a lot of teams are hesitant to want to give anything up for him. But if we can ship him off to LA or the Hornets or something like that and actually get back anything of value, such as a first round pick, not only does that help us in possibly the Donovan Mitchell trade, it could help us on something completely different in the future, a player that we don't even know is available yet. And that leads me to continuing to talk about trade rumor fatigue. The other name that has been added, it's not even for a trade, it's Carmelo Anthony. Do we want him back home? And as the team sits right now, unfortunately, no. I absolutely love Carmelo. I think he gets a bad rap a lot of times because of the way the deal played out in the front office at the time. But he was fantastic during his time. He had a rough go with the stars that they tried to put around him. Amari was a great player, but unfortunately his knees just, they didn't want to work anymore. And you know, when you lock all your investments up in that, I mean, this is that's for another day. That conversation is for another day. But as the team sits right now, I don't want him. If we get rid of Randle, I would like to see Melo come back and play that second team role. I think his knowledge not only on the court but of the city is going to help some of these young guys. I think he can kind of take some of them under their wing, whether it's Obi or even Grimes, and you know, whether it's his footwork and his positioning on the court. He's an asset. He can be an asset to this team, not just on the court. And he's still got something left as far as a shooter. And talking about a second team that theoretically is going to have a good point guard in Emmanuel Quickly. You're going to have a fantastic backup center. If you add a Melo to some of these young kids, I don't think there's going to be much of a question that the Knicks have the best second team in the NBA. Whether their first team can keep up with that, I know this was a problem last year, and it's certainly a problem with Tibbs, being that he never wanted to utilize one of our greatest strengths by overplaying the starters and his rotations and his template coaching and all this stuff. But if he can just see the light and use that strength that we had it last year, we're going to have it again this year. And if he uses that, I really, really think that we can eke out just a couple more wins than what everybody's given us credit for. Without Mitchell, people are talking, anywhere between 37 and 42. So do you think this Donovan Mitchell trade is dead? Let me know what you think. Is there somebody else that you would try to target instead of Donovan? Maybe OG Anunoby. Do you want Carmelo Anthony on the team? I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a comment down below. Smash that like button. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.